Great morning, everyone. I am so excited to be before you today to talk about DIY mistakes for book publishing. Now, today is not going to be a live where we beat you up. Today is going to be a live where we encourage you and provide you so much information on how to be an author and how to do it successfully. Because kudos to you all who have already completed the task of starting your book. Now we need to help you be successful as an author. Now we need to help you be impactful and profitable as an author. So I want you to do me a favor. When you come in, tag your business bestie. I want you to tag your business bestie. I want you to put in the chat where you are tuning in from. And I want you to have questions. I want you to be vested in your future by asking questions. That is how you're going to get the information that you need, by asking questions. So, again, just in case this is your first time being introduced to me, my name is Renetta Gunn-Stevens. I am the CEO of Sophisticated Press, which I like to say that CEO stands for Chief Encouraging Officer. And today, I'm going to share with you some mistakes that I'm seeing authors do in the marketplace, so that way you can learn from those mistakes that others have done, and you will not have to go through that learning curve, because we all know that it takes time to learn. And the more time that you are utilizing learning, you are actually taking away from you being able to be profitable in the marketplace, okay? And so as a celebrity publisher and international publisher, I've had the privilege and honor to help over 300 thought leaders around the world publish successfully. And I have witnessed some mistakes that they have done, that newbies have done, that other authors have done. And so we're going to help you not do those mistakes, okay? So this is in no particular order, but I want to tell you at least 5 mistakes that I'm seeing being done in the marketplace when it comes to authors, all right? So the first mistake that I have noticed when someone is thinking about doing a book and doing a DIY is doing it DIY. You definitely should self-publish your book, but you should get professional assistance. And the reason why you should get professional assistance is because as a thought leader, your superpower may be in providing the data and providing the vision, but are you a graphic designer? Are you an illustrator? Are you a communication major? Probably not. And so although that doesn't take away from your passion as a thought leader, when you DIY your book, you actually have the threat of making your brand look worse, because when the professionals like myself see your book cover and we look inside and we see the interior, we can tell if you did it by yourself or if you hired a professional to represent your brand. Because when you publish that book, you are representing your brand with that book. So you don't have to go the traditional route, and you can go the self-publishing route, which Sophisticated Press practices and emphasize on. But we want you to get professional assistance, so that way this documentation that is going to be representing your brand for a lifetime and beyond is really, really, really doing you a great justice, is providing you the leverage and the introduction that you would like for a global client, right? So that is why the first mistake that some authors make when publishing a book, that some thought leaders and CEOs make when publishing their book, is actually doing it themselves. Hire the professionals like Sophisticated Press and other publishing consultants out there in the world that can make sure that you're putting your best presentation of your brand forward. All right. Now, the second mistake that I am seeing that individuals are making when it comes to their book is they're not thinking big enough about their book. They are creating a book and their only reason may be because I have an event coming up, or I just always wanted to write a book, or a lot of people have told me to write a book. But have you ever thought and took the time to think about where this book is going to take you in your professional career, where you want this book to take you? Have you ever thought about, man, I want this book to help me have a partnership with XYZ. I want this book to help me collaborate with XYZ. Those are the type of global goals that you should be setting for your book, and not just completing a book just to say that you completed a book. So I want you to think bigger about the reason why you want to publish a book. I want you to even expect income from your book. I hear so many clients and people that will say, well, I'm not really worried about the money. I just want to complete the book. Well, that you are free to think whatever you want to think. But if it doesn't make dollars and impact and income, then I want you to rethink on why you did it, right? You know how they say it doesn't make sense? Because whatever you do, there should be some type of expectation of a ROI. And so if you're writing a book and money as well as impact is not your top two, then I want you to clearly define what is the reason for you writing the book. Because when you write a book, you become an entrepreneur on default. And so a lot of individuals don't understand that. So when they're talking and they're saying, oh, I'm just writing this book, but I'm not thinking about the money, that's actually incorrect. You want to think about the money because everyone else is going to monetize your story. Everyone else is monetizing your expertise and your genius. Your job, your employer is monetizing off of your gift. And then you mean to tell me when you finally decide to publish a book, you don't want to monetize off your gift? No, ma'am. No, sir. That is incorrect. You want to monetize that. You want to monetize your expertise. You want to monetize your genius. You want to monetize the research and the experience that life has taught you and that you have wrapped up in a book. So the second mistake that individuals are making when they are publishing their book is not thinking big enough, not having global initiatives, not having a global mindset and only thinking locally, not imagining how far this book can take you around the world, right? So I want you to start thinking bigger. Now, the third mistake that I'm seeing that individuals are making when they are publishing their book is they are not being a good community and building their platforms. And so when they launch their book, it's not successful because they don't have the community or the platform to promote it and accelerate it, create the buzz, all of that good stuff. It's not that you have a bad concept or a bad idea. It's that you have published a book, but you are not a part of enough communities and you don't have a big enough platform to make sure that this book has the support that it's going to need. And so if I were you and you were about to begin to publish a book and you know that you have a book or a product or service coming into the marketplace, I always tell my clients, make sure that you are exercising the rules of reciprocity, which is you want to be sharing, commenting, liking on your community members' posts. So that way, the rule of reciprocity, when you have an idea, when you have a product, service, a book in the marketplace, that reciprocity of liking, sharing, and commenting is coming back to you. See, you cannot be on social media and don't have time for social media, but then as soon as you get a book out, it's like, oh, buy my book. They're like, where you been? I didn't graduated. My son done got married. I done lost a loved one. You ain't said condolences. You ain't said congratulations. But you want me to buy your book? No, ma'am. No, sir. That's not how it goes. So what I have seen in my profession is the most successful authors are those who are a part of a community, those who have a big platform, which you should be growing and talking about you should be growing and talking about your product and services and supporting your community right now on social media. Okay? I want you to really, really, really understand that. I want you to really understand that the only way that you are going to be successful with your book is if you are successful as a community member, if you are being impactful, if you are being empathetic to your algorithm's feed. When someone is having a celebration and it pops up on your feed, you should be saying congratulations. If someone on your feed has lost a loved one, you should be saying, I send my condolences. Why? Because that is a part of your community, and you're going to need your community when you launch your book. So that is one of the mistakes that I'm seeing, is that the individuals that's doing the books, they're not being good community members. And so that is why their book sales is not as good as it should be. Okay. Now let's talk about something else that I see individuals doing wrong. So we said they're doing a DIY by themselves. They're not thinking globally, right? And then they're not good community members and don't have the platform. So let's go now into they are not marketing their book. I am seeing individuals that will publish a book, and after 30 days, they are done marketing their book. I need you to understand that your book needs to be marketed. Your business, your brand, your services need to be marketed at least 5 times a week. When you watch TV, or when you're on your internet, you see businesses marketing their business every day. So when you publish a book, you have to understand, again, that you are an entrepreneur and that this book is now your business. Why? Because every business should have a book, and every book is a business. Welcome, Key, Chicago Realtor. Shout out to Key, the Chicago Realtor. Thank you for the love and support. So I want you to understand that after 2 weeks, after 30 days, why are we not still marketing our book? We have a whole holiday schedule for the year. You have New Year's Eve, you have Christmas, you have Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Mother's Day, Father's Day. How are ways that you can incorporate marketing about your book around these national holidays? Right? We see it all the time when we go in stores after New Year's Eve. They start bringing out the red for Valentine's Day because they understand the power of marketing and also the power of being prepared for sales. So as a brand, as an author, I want you to utilize your book and treat it like a business. We have 4th of July coming up. What is your 4th of July promotion? What is your Independence Day promotion for your brand, for your book, for your business, right? That is the other mistake that I'm seeing authors not doing. They're not viewing their book as a business. And so after 30 days, they are not marketing, which is hurting their impact and hurting their presence and hurting their platform that's going to be needed when that product. Is this good or is this good? Is this good or is this good, right? And so I won't go any further because I do want to leave time for Q&A, but I just wanted to share those 5 mistakes that I see authors and CEOs and thought leaders and public speakers doing wrong when they publish a book. Is the first mistake is they're doing it by themselves and they're not getting the professional assistance and the professional support that they need for this author journey. 2 is they are not having a global mindset that is needed for your book to go global and to go viral. They're thinking small. They're thinking locally. They're not thinking globally. The third mistake they are making is they do not have a community and a platform to support the success and to support the partnerships and collaboration that you're going to need to get that announcement out that you have a book. The fourth mistake they're making is they're not marketing the book long enough in the marketplace. You can market a book for the rest of your life. I know authors who published books 7 years ago and still making $100,000 a year minimum off their book, right? right? Welcome, Pat. Welcome, everyone that's coming in. Make sure you have questions, you all. We're talking about the mistakes that individuals make about when they're publishing their book. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. What state, what city you're tuning in from, right? And then lastly, the fifth mistake that I'm seeing individuals make is just being afraid to go on social media, go live like I'm doing now, and talk to your audience, talk to your tribe, talk to your nation. You have to combat the fear of public speaking. You have to, and that's one of the top phobias that the generation have. But you have to combat that phobia of public speaking. You have to understand that when you're thinking about your why and you're thinking about helping someone else, the fear and the embarrassment and the shame, that goes out the window because you're no longer focused on yourself. So I need you to not focus on yourself and get in the way of you being successful by thinking about who you're going to help with your information, with your book, with your gift. All right. Are there any questions? Thank you so much for everyone coming in. It looks like we have a Kamawumi joining. Welcome, welcome. We have an Edgar joining. Welcome, welcome. We have a Rashina joining. Welcome, welcome. Looking forward to helping you all support your book. We have a Sweet Ross join. Welcome, welcome. Listen, you all, I'm available for the next 30 seconds to answer a question for you. What questions do you have about publishing your book? How many people have told you to publish a book and you have not done it yet? How many times have God told you to publish a book and you have not done it yet? That's okay. We all been there. But today, help is here. Welcome, Beauty and Brains. Love that. Love that. Beauty and Brains. Do you have a book for your brand, Beauty and Brains? If not, Sophisticated Press can help you. So just want to give you all 15 more seconds for someone to put in a question. If there are no questions, then we'll go ahead and end the live. But I wanted to come live this morning and just let you know that publishing a book is a great business strategy for you. You don't have to be certified or have degrees to publish a book. You just got to have some experience. You just got to have some imagination, and you just have to have some go-get-itness about yourself, and you can be successful as an author. All right, since there's no questions, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. Again, this is Renetta Gunn-Stevens, CEO of Sophisticated Press, and it has been my honor to talk to you today about book publishing. Talk to you soon.